Hey guys, it's your guy, and we're here with another cracking power ranking. At number 8, coming in dead last place, is the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl 59 champions. And that's horrible. Anyway, that's horrible. Just like Lou. What can we say about Lou Fonovic? Well, he's got the Philadelphia Eagles. What else is there to say? Randall Cunningham, other dudes. Let's take a look first, before we jump into this team and their rankings, at their roster changes this iteration. Bam! Look at all of those moves. Philadelphia Eagles got 2 handicap trades coming in. Their base roster is left untouched in the NFTGL, but joining them is Coach Lou, who warranted 2 handicap trades. With those, he traded Greg Jackson for Robertson from the Houston Oilers. And then he traded away Fred Barnett because he's an Eagle hater, clearly, Lou. And he traded him for Ernest Givens. I can't fault him from a game standpoint. Ernest Givens is pretty spectacular. But he traded him. Traded away Freddie B. Anyway, it was a smart trade. After his first season, he had what looks like 2 successful trades. He traded away William Fuller for Leslie O'Neal, and then if you scroll down to the bottom, because he traded away Ernest Givens, who he had previously acquired, he traded away Ernest Givens for Anthony Miller, who does, I believe, currently still reside on the team. He then signed 3 free agents. He cut Eric Zomalt, Mark Gunn, and Joe Panos, and signed Myron Guyton, Sinclair, and Joe Sims. Joe. Good old Joe. And then in season 2, he traded Ricky Waters away for Rashaan Salam, which he views as an upgrade. Not everybody does. It's debatable. Rashawn's a little slower, better ball control, better other stats, except for max speed and receptions. But the ball control is a big factor, especially in Philadelphia, where they tend to lack ball control in their running game. Then he traded away Kurt Gouveia to Pittsburgh for Chad Brown, and that was it. That was it in season 2. And then he made a bunch more free agent signings where he cut Bill Romanowski, Tommy Jeter, his Tommy Jeter guy, and B. Williams. And he signed Darian Connor, Mark Gunn, and Vaughn Parker. And then for season 3, he failed to successfully get a regular trade in 6 attempts. Because the cart was very stingy after season 3, and ended up trading Red Hall for M. Washington from Green Bay, formerly of the Jets, as a minor upgrade at defensive line. And then in free agency, he cut, looks like Mark Woodard, Vaughn Hebron, and Chad Brown to sign Richard Harvey, Vaughn Dunbar, and Ken Norton. So the Ken Norton move coming into this season is the biggest of the moves for the Philadelphia Eagles. It gives them a player who's a top 10 linebacker in the game that they could, if they wanted to, use to play linebacker very aggressively. However, in order to do that effectively, it requires practice. And as we all know, Lou doesn't practice. So why does Lou come in at number 8? Well, he comes in at number 8 just because statistically, Lou has been the worst performer this entire iteration, and is currently in line to get the 1 pick in the redraft for next iteration. You can't really fault that. His team, if you go and look at it, Randall Cunningham, Rashaan Salam. Here's a game glitch. This is a game glitch information. Philadelphia Eagles are actually a T formation team, but the game designers accidentally set them as a 1 setback team. So anyway, he's got Rashaan Salam, still has Kevin Turner, Charlie Garner, and then he's got Vaughn Dunbar. He's got Anthony Miller, and then the rest of the original Eagles wide receivers, Callian Williams, Kelvin Martin, and Jeff Seidner. And then he's got Johnson and Bavaro tight end, who are both pretty decent tight ends. The defense is, I mean, it's hard to get much better than a defense like this. He's got everything that you could possibly want in a defense. He's got a very good defensive line in total. You got Mike Mamula. He just brought in M. Washington, who's another 56 hitting power guy. He still has Andy Harmon, his original 63 hitting power guy, and he had traded for Leslie O'Neal, also 63 hitting power. It's a really good defensive line. As long as you don't look at Gunn and Sinclair, they suck. At linebacker, he's got William Thomas, who is okay. He's a decent peeler. If you know what a peeler is when you use the linebacker to break people free on special teams to block kicks. William Thomas is a really solid peeler. But then he's got Ken Norton, who he just picked up. And like I said, Ken Norton is a top 10 linebacker in the game. He's also got Darian Connor from Carolina, who is a really solid, backup linebacker for this team. But he still also has Byron Evans, who is even better. This linebacking core is it's actually pretty disgusting. And his secondary is also really disgusting. CB Eagles is, despite his 44 interceptions, is a really good cornerback. He's got really good speed stats, moves really well. Mark McMillan is fine as a drone. But then he's got M. Robertson, who he traded for coming into the team, who gives him decent interceptions, hitting power, and speed, which is really what you want. Safety, an elite safety. And Robertson he's probably like the top end of the tier 2 or the bottom end of tier 1 safeties in the game. Then you got Myron Guyton, who is just really solid, especially as a second safety. And then he's got Henderson and Zordich and lowly Frazier. So this is probably his worst defensive back. And realistically, this guy would be, probably number 6, number 5, even a number 4 on some teams in the NFC. And that's what you got. So Lou's struggles have been when he first started with Philadelphia 3 seasons ago. He had injury issues with Randall Cunningham because he was running Randall, and Randall was getting tackled. He carried that over a little bit into season 2, and then he basically kind of just stopped running with Randall. Stopped even threatening to run with Randall, which has kept Randall healthy, and it did help him to make the playoffs in season 2. But then he missed the playoffs again in season 3, and the expectation is that he will probably miss the playoffs again in season 4, and that's why he's coming in at 8. If he can improve his defensive play and mix in some aggressive linebacker play, while also finding a way to get Randall's running capabilities into his offense, this team could be really threatening. Lou could be really threatening, and the league could once again see Louis Fonovic make the Man Bowl. But Lou's not going to put hardly any time probably into practicing, and he's going to continue to do what he does, and maybe he makes the playoffs. I would say that he's got an outside shot at being a 6th seed, but we're ranking him dead last because that's what we expect. Sorry, Lou. Love you. Everyone that's watching, Lou's an awesome guy. You definitely want to make love with him.